It's right in front of us. It's right in front of us. Here's what's going down. Dallas and I were supposed to head to Tucson. It's August 16th, Friday. And my dad flew into town into Phoenix, where I live, and I thought he was busy with work stuff all day and he had to get back home to Yuma, and then he was like, no, I don't got anything going on. I was like, he's like, oh, why don't me and you just go look at that car? And I was like, okay, I'm down. And so now, a little early, my dad and I are heading to Tucson to go look at this new car. And it's kind of got an interesting situation. Price is really good. The miles are kind of high. It has like 90-something thousand miles on it. Makes me nervous, but the price is right. Apparently the car has a salvage title, so I was a little hesitant on that. So this morning, on a whim, I just went and got the Carfax for 40 bucks. If you didn't know what that is, you go to carfax.com, you enter in the VIN number, and you pay 40 bucks, and you see all the service records and all that. So it went from Pennsylvania, got totaled, Massachusetts gets rebuilt, and then it just ends up in Nogales, Arizona, right next to Mexico. So it's a little bit of an odd situation, but the current owners told me that it was rebuilt and fixed before they owned it. I'm thinking it might have gone to Mexico and got fixed, then came back. Who knows? We're gonna go check out the car and see what it looks like. So we're gonna cruise to Tucson and see if we can come up on a good price on the car that may or may not be a little bit sketch, but we want to make a sick build. I've always wanted one of these cars, so we'll go see what it is. And as far as the game plan, when I'm going to look at this car, I'm looking for bolts under the hood that have been maybe torqued on. If the car was modded out, if it was put back to stock, so if it had been modded and they put it back to stock, you'd be able to tell by all the bolts being torqued on, maybe some scarring of the bolt heads, things like that. Apparently it was rear-ended, but on the Carfax it was hit on about every side of the vehicle. So I'm gonna tear out the trunk pieces like I wish I did when I bought the Z. The Z just had rust in it. That was a little unexpected. That was a little aggressive. So I'm gonna look under there, see if there's any dents, things like that. I'm gonna look under the car really well to make sure that I don't see any like crazy scrapes or dents or frame damage or anything like that. Not that you can really see frame damage on cars because it's all pretty hidden, but that's something I'm gonna kind of look for if there's any clues to that being what it could be. So other than that, I'm gonna see if I hear any like whining or sound from the transmission. Throwout bearings probably going out, I'm assuming, so it's gonna make some noise. But other than that, just see if it's a smooth whip and if it drives straight.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust, and I always be around when I need some loving, baby. No one else.
Right in front of us. It's right in front of us. 86. 2013 FRS. We're gonna convert to a Toyota. The paint is been redone. It's pretty bad. You can tell the car has a ton of miles on it. It hasn't been cleaned. Needs some TLC. There's some rust underneath on the lower control arms in the back and the exhaust tips, common areas. It's from Massachusetts area. I had mentioned earlier, if I might have said something wrong, it's from Massachusetts, but you can just tell like it's cheap paint. It just looks bad. It's hard to tell on camera, but it's in person, it's pretty bad. So dent right there in the hood. It's hard to see. Yeah, underneath is pretty gross. Wasn't cared for, that's for sure. Scratches in the paint. Bumpers have been scraped. I don't know. See if we can get a good price. It'd be a perfect project car if it runs good. See what under the hood looks like. So she just gave me the key and said you can test drive it while we get dinner at the place behind us. What? She just gave us the key. All right, Dad, pop the hood. I already hit the latch. That's disgusting. Holy rusted! Look at that, Dad. Look at all the pulleys. Oh.
It's from the...
Oh, gross.
It's from the
salt.
Yeah. It's up in the air.
It is. Leave the hood open to have the deal. I'll start it. Clutch feels mega short. Okay, we've got a tire pressure 97,000 miles now. We got some exhaust rattles.
Rear engine rock when you hit the gas.
Yeah, they turn like this really crazy. Pull the whole engine out. Just
Clean it up.
yeah, to make it look decent. Might as well build it at that point. I mean, people would call me crazy. Like, imagine trying to get that O2 sensor out. Look how rusted that is. And that'd be one of the first mods. That'd be miserable. Well, I guess we'll take it for a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Okay. Alright, so reverse is up here on this car. This wheel is... Oh. Okay, it's good now. It's a little rusty. Let's see what's... Clutch and gauge is pretty good. Subaru's... It's a cool little car.
Got an engine light on, or is that a tire?
It's a tire.
Turn this thing off.
Decir nuestras vidas, esto mismo haré con mis hijos. Luego las besó. Las besó. Una de las cosas bellas que me encanta de las mujeres es que ustedes...
Got a little traction button right handy. Sport mode. I'm gonna leave it off for right now. Roof doesn't look bad. To step up from the Z, that's a little bit tattered.
It's not yours.
I know. It doesn't really go anywhere. Are these things just that slow?
No turbo, bro. Kick in. And it's 25 here, just so you know.
Slow.
That's with the air off.
It definitely feels just like a plain and simple car. A plain and simple version of the STI. Similar feeling vibrations. Similar feeling cockpit, just slower, simpler, more predictable, lighter. The throw is pretty short for, I'm pretty sure that's stock. The clutch is has some life left in it. I could probably baby it for another 20, 30,000 miles easily, but it wouldn't last. If you put any power, I'm assuming it'd probably slip is how it feels. Brakes feel good. I didn't think twice about them. Letting out the clutch, you kind of gotta be soft with your toes. I don't know. I guess what's nice is when the car is slow. Oh, I need to go left. When a car is slow like this, it's kind of hard to drive it hard compared to something that's 300 plus horsepower. So like, what's the worst they could do to it? And it's naturally aspirated, so even with high mileage like the Z has 180,000 miles on it. It runs great, doesn't burn much oil, a lot less than most people's. And this kind of feels like it'd be the same situation for at first, until we do anything crazy to it. I like the seats a lot. I've never even driven or ridden in one of these cars before. You can tell the Scion was a little bit cheaper, like the cheap, got the green arrow, the cheap cruise control button. Drove it, I like it. I got a couple concerns, but I mean, what's the least you guys will take?
What did you have in mind?
I had 6 in mind, honestly, between the paint and then all the rust under the hood, and then there's rust on the rear lower arms and the exhaust and everything. I have to pull the whole motor to get it looking decent. Okay.
Okay, mucho. If you do 7, we'll do for 7. But he won't do 6.
I think top line I can do is 6,400 right now. That was my top number.
Así que 6,400 es más peor. He won't do it.
Okay.
7 is the least he'll do.
Okay, no worries. Thanks for your time,
If you
though.
change your mind or anything, let us know.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Dad, it wasn't meant to be.
Nope.
So we're waiting for Dallas and Steve to get here. We got some Culver's ice cream. Never had it before. The chocolate has the same flavor as Dairy Queen in my opinion. It's just a little runnier. Smoother. Made it back home. Good times. Thank you, Dallas and Steve, for giving me a ride from Casa Grande back home. My dad drove home to Yuma from Casa Grande. Yeah, it was a bummer. We just heard from the negotiation. Let me know if you have any negotiation tips. I was talking to a wife who knew English, and the husband only knew Spanish, so she had to translate a little bit. Man, that engine looked pretty bad. It would suck to like fully do one of those cars, and it basically popped the hood and it looked like that. Even if I did all the pulleys, belts, clean it out, spray a bunch of stuff on it, it still would just it'd be a bummer. Just kind of a bad gig. So hopefully we can come back when the Z is all done and find a FRS or BRZ that is much cleaner. I did order the wrap for the Z, which I'm pretty stoked about, so we're gonna get going on that, and a couple of little things for that, and get that car finished. Some dope photos, videos. I can't wait to see that car pretty finally. So other than that, good times. Dallas came over and Steve, and we drove our C cars out back. It's a good time. If you guys like cars and you kind of have that bug to go drive and you need something else to do that's a little cheaper and maybe you can get some of your buddies into, RC cars are freaking awesome. I totally forgot about them, honestly, because I had a bad experience with a nitro car when I was little, and then I don't know how I just got distracted till now, and then my cousin got one down the street and I was just like, oh, this is so much fun. It kind of gets that bug out of your system if you want to be around cars. It's fun to tinker, it's not expensive to fix, it's like 10-12 bucks max. Little mods here and there, and it's cool to feel the differences and all the suspension setups you can do and stuff like that. So I will leave a list in the description to Amazon for a bunch of RC car stuff that I have if you want to get into the same thing. A couple upgrades that I have on mine. And then, yeah, so if you guys have anyone in the Phoenix area that's selling a FRS or BRZ in a couple weeks, hit me up. I would love to buy it off you if it's a clean car and it's a price. I want to stay under 10K if possible. So it'll probably be an older one with some miles on it, but that will be the move. So thank you guys so much for watching the videos. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.